Can we please give up this idea that Donald Trump is invincible, that he will successfully become an all-powerful dictator and absolutely get rid of the Constitution and deprive all of us of our rights and rule this country as the head of a police state? Now, don't get me wrong. He's going to do a lot of damage. He does have a lot of power as president. And he will, unfortunately, be able to accomplish some things that are going to be bad. But the truth also is that the guy's a fucking buffoon. He is an incredibly stupid person. He's not smart, he's not strategic, and he's going to screw up a whole lot of stuff. Just take a look at his defeat in Congress last night. Donald Trump on Wednesday was threatening Republicans. He said that any Republican who is stupid enough, this is what he said in a tweet, who is stupid enough to vote for a bill that did not get rid of the debt ceiling, because that's what he really wants. He does not want to be constrained by that debt ceiling. He wants to be able to spend as much money as possible to pilfer the federal government for himself and his billionaire buddies and all of that. So he wants to get rid of the debt ceiling completely. And he threatened any Republican who is stupid enough to vote for a clean CR that did not include an elimination of the debt ceiling would be primaried. That's his primary weapon against these Republicans, to keep them in line. If you don't do as I say, then I am going to primary you, and you are going to lose your seat in Congress. So he was threatening Republicans, all Republicans, and he even singled some of them out. He had some really harsh attacks against Chip Roy of Texas to make an example of him, to get all these other Republicans to fall in line. So that was on Wednesday. Then yesterday, just 2 days later on Friday, 170 Republicans defied him and voted for that CR that did not include an elimination of the debt ceiling. So Donald Trump is at the height of his power right now. Understand that. Everyone's afraid of them or of him, or so we're led to believe. And let's face it, a lot of people are acting like they're afraid of him. And a lot of them truly are, and they'll step in line and they'll go along with a lot of his crap. But are they going to go along with everything? I don't know. It remains to be seen. But I'm saying that this is a reason for optimism. That here, he was threatening people, and they're like, well, I'm doing it anyway. 170 Republicans defied him. What is to explain this? I don't know. Are they growing a spine? Again, that remains to be seen. But the man is not invincible, is the point. He couldn't even keep these Republicans in the House, which is full of magnified lunatics. He couldn't even get them to do what he wanted on this. This was his first test in trying to get the Congress to do what he wants. And he failed spectacularly. And he, as I said, is at the height of his power right now. He is likely never to be as powerful in the future as he is right now. His power is only going to wane. With each passing day, he becomes more of a lame duck. And his popularity, he's probably as popular today as he's ever going to be. His unfavorable ratings are going to go through the roof. People are going to tire of this piece of shit real quick. They're going to be reminded why they voted him out of office in 2020. And right now, Donald Trump, according to this latest poll I brought to you guys the other day, his approval rating's only 41%. 55% disapprove of him. He hasn't even taken office yet. And think of what his slim margin in the House is going to be starting in January. It's going to be smaller than it is right now. And this bill passed a Republican-controlled House only because Democrats went along. Democrats, throughout the last 2 years, have been saving Republicans over and over and over again because they're the adults. And they realize how bad it would be for the country if they didn't join some of these Republicans in passing some of this stuff. And so they saved the Republican Party. Again, if Democrats didn't join in voting for this CR, the government would be shut down right now. And I understand, because there's definitely an argument to be made, well, maybe we shouldn't be helping them. They control both houses of Congress. Let them have at it. You're going to screw this up? Go ahead and screw it up. We're going to let you crash and burn. Well, I understand why they might not want to do that now. It's right before Christmas. Joe Biden is still president. Democrats control the Senate. In a couple of weeks, Republicans will own the whole show. And so I think going forward, Democrats should just not bail out Republicans anymore. But the point is, as much of a shit show as it's been the last few days in Congress with this CR, it's going to be exponentially worse come January. And there's a lot of things they're going to have to get done starting in January. And they're going to have no margin for error in the House of Representatives. And look at what a clusterfuck it is. And then you got Donald Trump, who is a blithering idiot. No idea what the hell he's doing. I know, his cult. I was listening I saw a clip of Laura Ingraham on Fox News talking about how Donald Trump is the greatest negotiator in the country and perhaps, in world history or something along those lines. I mean, let them believe whatever they want. Donald Trump is a clown. He's a buffoon. He's a moron. He couldn't negotiate his way out of a wet paper bag. All he knows is intimidation and bully tactics. That's not negotiating. That's being a bully. And that's only, as I said yesterday, that's only going to get him so far. He doesn't have the margins to make that work. If he had bigger majorities in both houses of Congress, he could get by on bullying alone. It ain't going to work this time. He doesn't have the margins. And in 2 years from now, he's likely to suffer a massive loss in both houses of Congress. Well, at least in the House of Representatives. We'll see about the Senate. But it's likely to be a very good midterm for Democrats. I think Donald Trump is going to be a horribly unpopular president in his second term. He's going to lose so much of his political power. And I think over time, people will be less and less afraid of him, more willing to defy him. And as I said, he's at the height of his power now, and 170 Republicans in the House defied him after he openly and publicly and specifically threatened them with being primaried if they were, quote, stupid enough to vote for that bill. And 170 of them said, yeah, we're still doing it. We're voting for the bill. Completely defied him here at the height of his power before he even takes office. So I'm just saying, this is not overly optimistic, wishful thinking. And I know things are going to be bad. As I said, he's president. He'll do a lot of horrible things. Republicans certainly aren't going to defy him on everything. That's for sure. They're going to go right along with a lot of it. But how much will they go along? And as Donald Trump's popularity, takes a nosedive, as it will, how many more of them are going to be willing to defy him? Because a lot of these Republicans won in swing districts in which I believe Donald Trump will become more and more unpopular as time goes by. And politically, it's going to be smart for them to defy him unless they really, really fear him more than they fear the voters. And as Donald Trump's popularity tanks, they will fear him less and less. The point is, I'll just wrap it up here. The guy's not invincible. Let's stop thinking that he is. Let's stop buying into this idea that he wins everything he tries. It's not true. Stop believing that he's going to win everything going forward. He won't. Okay, let's stop resigning ourselves to the idea that, it doesn't matter, there's nothing we can do. He's going to be a dictator. He's going to suspend the Constitution. There's not going to be any future elections. He's going to get everything he wants. Guys, let's not give in to that defeatism. Take heart in this. The man can be defeated. He'll do a lot of bad, but he can be defeated. All right, so let's get into this fight. Have a great weekend. I'll talk to you again soon.